Hi, I want to tell you about my experience with this Dr. Arthur First and the Neolife outfit. Going on dialysis is very educational. I grew up with a medical family. My mother taught nursing and was always talking about supplements and health and et cetera, et cetera. So I had a very peculiar thing happen to me. Um, I don't know the actual term for it, but my leg, I suppose, I can't even remember, my leg was bumped, and somehow there was a blood vessel that burst or broke inside my leg, my skin, and the area of my muscle by my calf filled up with a relatively large volume of blood, and it became extremely painful, and I was rushed to the hospital, and it took a long time for them to do ultrasound and et cetera, et cetera. And it was described to me that this is a thing that happens from time to time. It's relatively rare, but when you go on dialysis, your immune system isn't as strong. Your kidneys are an amazing, amazing, miraculous thing that balances all the minerals in your body for perfect cell function. I mean, just thinking about the kidneys will blow your mind because it's like impossible. It's just like impossible machinery. So when your kidneys aren't functioning, there's other parts of your body and physiology that are kind of not getting cared for quite as well. So the health of the walls of my veins and arteries can have been depleted. I have no way of measuring all that stuff. But here's what happened. The doctor said to me, in a situation like this, basically, the big bulge was in my upper calf. This big bulge of blood. The bleeding stopped, but there's this big, like, lump, and it hurts. I mean, my entire leg hurts. I can't walk on my leg. It's painful. It's excruciating. And the doctor says, okay, this is going to have to take its course. Your ankle and your foot is going to turn colors. It's going to blow up very thick, and it's going to turn purple. And sometimes in cases like this, we can do a surgical invasion and actually remove the dried up blood clot. But as I went through the literature, it says that sometimes a case like this will end up with amputation. Now, I'm in a dialysis clinic. I'm surrounded by people who come in from nursing homes and hospitals. I mean, many of the people are extremely infirm compared to myself. And there's been a couple of people who have died in the dialysis process. This is a very, very sobering atmosphere that I'm in constantly. And to me, it's also fascinating because there's life beyond this life. And I'm not going to go on and on about that right now, but I mean, my favorite thing is stay fascinated. Stay fascinated. Because you do not know what's going on behind the scenes. You can't see the spirit realm that's very active around you. So anyhow, in the dialysis environment, there's a especially wonderful person, a guy named Greg, who had an amputation, and he had problems with infections in his fingers, and they were taking his fingers off. And so I have this and the guy just died. He just died a couple months ago. And I mean, he was my age, and he had a fresh mind, and he was strong and in many ways, but his body was like deteriorating. Okay, so I'm told, okay, this can end in amputation. All right, now just before this thing happened, I had met some people outside of a supermarket, and they were especially thrilled about fortifying the body so that it can heal itself. So, I have this major affliction. I have to stay home and keep my leg elevated. And there isn't a whole, game plan for what I'm supposed to do. I'm just supposed to wait. So my leg gets bigger. And I mean, there's so much pressure. Apparently, when they do tests on this, they determine how much pressure is actually under your skin. I mean, it was like the skin of my leg was distended so much that my whole leg ached because it was under so much pressure. So some of my friends came by and made some phone calls to some people who are wise about the nutritional supplements that help fortify your body and make it strong so that it can heal itself. And basically, they just started dosing me with a lot of simplistic and organically created body help. Okay, so there was one time when the friends came by, and they got on the phone with one of the people who's a coach, and they basically gave a regimen of strengthening my immune system and a bunch of other stuff. I wasn't even paying attention. I was hurting, right? So there's all these really nice gel tablets and some other stuff that I started dosing on, a relatively large quantity, and within about 24 hours, my leg, it became physically softer. Like, it was so puffed up that the skin was as tight as a drum all the way around my leg, all the way down to my foot. And literally after, I have enough discernment about, medications kicking in and all that kind of stuff. Within a 12 to 20 hour period of time, my leg was being relieved. The pain had not gone away, but the skin itself was softer, and I could tell that my body was doing stuff to clean this thing up. And I mean, I'm telling you, I felt so assisted by dosing on this. Said I didn't even know what I was taking. Now I'm doing the research, and I've learned about Dr. Arthur First, and how strangely he's a man just like me. Now, the research that I've done has primarily been in human behavior and the misbehavior of a thing called Christianity that's been all around me for my whole life. And the stuff that I've researched, nobody gives awards for. There's no big hoo-ha. And as a matter of fact, I have felt very, 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 very alone, because I want to talk about the things that people have avoided that ruined my life. I mean, my life was ruined by relationship problems and chasing pleasures and not understanding the operations of the invisible realm. But maybe you don't care about that stuff. The most important thing that I want to say to you is that I got a major, emergency boost through taking a handful of supplements and following what some friends were suggesting to me. I mean, I'm used to my mommy telling me, listen, if you dose on this mineral, or if you get more of this vitamin E, put the vitamin E on your cut and watch what happens. And all of a sudden, the cut is healing from the vitamin E and a little vitamin C dosage. So I understand that the body can respond to, wise supplements. So anyhow, this is just my, I guess I should mention the scarf. Yeah. I was a boat rigger, a sailboat rigger for years. And when you're on the deck of a sailboat in the baking heat, up on a sailboat in a marina yard, the sun is beating down on you and it's hitting the deck and it's bouncing up at you. It's literally like the kind of sunburn you get when you go skiing, because you got sun from above and you got sun from below, reflection from below, and it's really hot. And this great old dude who painted words and cartoons on sailboats, he said, listen, man, get yourself a scarf, soak it in water, roll it up tight, put it around your neck, soak it in water, and just turn it a little bit every once in a while. And the water on your skin will actually cool your whole blood pressure, your whole blood system. And it worked. It actually helped keep me cool. So I acquired a series of colorful scarves, and it's just kind of become one of my fun trademarks. It's just, what color today? And this particular scarf was given to me from the O'Donnell family, who actually came all the way from Madison, Wisconsin, to come visit my little family honesty camp. They're quite a team, and I got to visit them in Madison, and we had wonderful adventures, and there's some great fiddle and fine music in that house, and some business wisdom in the youngsters. So anyhow, thankful for the butterscotch colored scarf, and so getting to know Dr. Arthur First has been curious for me, because the parallel in my life is really intense. But most importantly, if you are a person who has a measure of infirmities, I want to give you the 2 or 3 month challenge. I want to challenge you to go on the simple Neo-Life supplement program to fortify your body and see if some of your infirmities might actually be attacked and removed by strengthening your body through very organic and very well-researched supplements to your cells. The TRENN concentrate actually helps your cell membrane receive the minerals that it needs and expel the waste that needs to be expelled. If your cell membranes are hard and tough and not permeable enough, then you don't have the flow of life power and cleansing out power. And so, just for being on dialysis, the dialysis machine is doing some of the skimming and et cetera, and fortifying my body in this season where I happen to be on dialysis. It ain't going to last forever. In this season when I've been on dialysis, fortifying my body is a very wise thing. So I challenge you, if you have infirmities of skin or physiology, or even, measures of weakness or exhaustion, or heart issues, or even kidney, especially kidney and liver issues, take some time and go on these supplements for 2 or 3 months and see what happens. The whole focus is empowering your body to heal itself as it was originally designed to do. Your lifespan is 120 years, and I speak peace on you to get there, because there's a lot of beautiful life to live. Yes, the world is ugly and it's getting worse, and the ugly powers and juggernaut of evil is increasing, but guess what? The light of joy is increasing against the darkness. And that is a thing that I am confident of. So you be the light, and you be the salty truth. And I hope my explanation to you has given an avenue of confidence, fascination, and assistance. All the best to you and yours. Sweet.